Frankie, you passed your Sift. Awesome. Well done. You've got your Special Constabulary interview coming up in 8 days' time. Kudos to you for wanting to be a Special Constable, like volunteering, like doff my cap to you. What sort of questions should you expect? I don't think the questions are going to be that different from the sort of questions that you're going to get if you're going for the regulars. The one thing I'd say, though, is based on my experience over the years, it's a bit tougher to get through the regular interview. And some of you may be thinking, oh, that's not fair. It should be exactly the same. Yeah, it should be. But the thing about the Special Constabulary is it's an entry route into policing for many people. And it's not as much of an investment. And it might sound like a harsh truth, this, but it really is a harsh truth. Like, they can take a bit more of a gamble on someone. So if they're like sitting on the fence thinking, have they passed or not, they'll probably go for passed. Whereas if they're sitting on the fence for the regulars, it'd be like, oh, no, we're not going to take the risk. And the reason being, of course, is once you're in as a regular, unless you commit an act of misconduct or in the first few years you reg 13'd out, you've got a job for life. That's it, you're in. And your career could cost the constabulary easily 2 million. Easily. And if you're fantastic, you can do untold good in communities. But if you're a bit of a train wreck, they've got you forever, and you could cause all sorts of untold damage. And so, for that reason, I know they're a lot choosier for the final interview for the regulars. Are the questions similar to the online assessment centre? Now, Frankie, you don't have to do the online assessment centre because you're going for the specials. But no, they're not. They might have some questions that are similar, but tend to be very different. Like, I've counted 16 different types of questions and assessments that people get in final interviews from across the UK, ranging from motivation questions, ranging from questions about the role, questions about the impact, challenges, values, scenario-based, forward-facing, rear-facing, very similar to the online assessment centre. What else have we got? We've got questions that, like you say, scenario. Questions are actually, they're not really questions, different assessment instruments. So some forces use group exercises, some forces use role plays, some forces use presentations. So there's a ton of different types of assessment instruments that are used by forces, and they can just change their minds whenever they want. Like the College of Policing, if they want to change the online assessment centre, it's going to take months. Any police force could just change their questions tomorrow. It would take me half a day to come up with new questions and a new marking guide. Like, it's just half a day's work. So the sort of questions we've got, these are our sort of warm-up questions, motivation questions, and there's a certain pattern to all of these. So one of the things that we've developed over the years is a structured approach to every type of question. Every type of question. And this is something I've been developing over 3 decades now. So we've got over 40 different proprietary systems and methods that we utilize. Proprietary just meaning they're ours, we develop them. Or we adapted other things that actually are out there.